Shabbat Shalom. Let me ask you a question. Who had a coffee here at the synagogue this morning? Yeah, so did I. Tea also counts. Yeah. And what did you do with your cup afterwards? I washed mine. I wash a lot of cups during the week. Cups, plates, also cutlery. Sometimes I even wash boxes of my colleagues' lunches. And I do it because I take the spirit of welcoming and in this community very seriously. I want everyone to feel at home, to feel cared for. And I also have a dream for this community. And the dream is to be much more than a community that welcomes. The dream for us is to be a community where we care for another through action, a community of welcoming and mutual service. And so I wash people's cups because I believe in leading by example. It's a small gesture, but it really puts smiles on people's faces. And sometimes it even inspires them to wash cups for someone else in return. As a rabbi, it also puts me back into my place, so I don't think too highly of myself. So washing people's cups, for me, is a sacred duty. It is a spiritual exercise in caring for others without expecting anything in return. It makes me a better person. It makes me a better Jew. And it takes only a few seconds. In this week's Torah portion, Mishpatim, this portion is filled with laws about social engagement. The Israelites have left Egypt, and now they must learn how to live on their own, how to live together as a community. They need structure, they need guidance, and there's shared responsibility. And this message, really, for me, is the greatest lesson of this portion. We all have a role in our community, and we all share responsibility for its well-being. Each of us can find a way how to contribute in whatever way suits us best. In the upcoming month, here at the synagogue, the team and I, we will be trying to provide more opportunities for you to get involved. Maybe your unwashed cup is helping to clear up after the kiddush. Maybe it's stacking the chairs after a service, or tidying the sanctuary, collecting the chumashim or the source sheets. Maybe it's being on the welcome team. Maybe it's visiting our older members who can no longer come to the community, but would love some company. Each of us can have that unwashed cup waiting to be picked up. And I would like to invite you today to think about what's yours. A few days ago, I had a conversation with Robert, our vice chair, who's just sitting over there. We spoke about this, about the involvement in community. And he raised a very important point. And you asked me something like this, Robert. You said, if our members already pay membership fees, should we be asking them to volunteer and to work and to do something in the community? And it's a fair question. And it's a question I have been thinking about myself a lot for a long time. Should we be a community where we just provide service? You pay, we provide. Easy. But then I thought about it from a different perspective. Do you have a gym membership? Or Are you members of a tennis club, or do you pay for yoga classes? Yeah. If you do, did you expect to be fit the moment the money for your membership left your account? Yeah.
Yes.
And did you expect to be a great tennis player just by purchasing the membership and buying the equipment?
Yes.
Did it happen? Oh, I thought so. I thought so. You know it takes effort. You know it takes stretching and sweating and bending and running and lifting before you get stronger or before you even start getting remotely good at playing tennis. And so the same principle, I think, applies here at the community. Paying your synagogue membership does not make you a better person or a better Jew. Even showing up to your services does only half the job. I'm sorry to say. It's the effort, the engagement, and the involvement that truly stretches our Jewish muscles. Paying for membership gives you the space to grow. But the real work, the heavy lifting, and the spiritual growth, that's on you. Now let's talk at the Torah. What does it teach us about stepping up? In this week's Torah portion, Mishpatim, we have one verse that says, Exodus 23:5. If you see your enemy's donkey lying under its burden and would refrain from raising it, you must, nevertheless, help raise it with him. So at first glance, completely outdated. Who even owns a donkey these days? But let us look closer. This verse is not about the donkey. It's about responsibility. This verse teaches us that even though we are not responsible for something technically, it is not our problem, we must step in. Even when we don't have to do something, we should. And not just for ourselves or for our friends, but even for those we struggle with. And this is something we see over and over in Judaism. We cannot be really Jewish on our own. Whenever the Torah speaks about holiness, it uses the plural. In Leviticus 19:2, it says, Kedoshim tihyu ki kadosh ani. You, meaning all of you in the plural, shall be holy because I, the God, the eternal, am holy. This is plural. Later in the book of Exodus 19:6, it says, Atem tihyu li mamlechet kohanim vegoy kadosh. Again, you in the plural shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. So all of us, we must be holy, the nation of priests, not a collection of holy individuals, but a holy people, goy kadosh. Only God alone can be the Holy One. But we become holy through each other. We grow, stretch, and refine ourselves not in isolation, but through communal engagement, through cooperation, through mutual service, through showing up for one another. So I would like to encourage you today, find that cup that needs washing up. Find something in this community that needs doing, something you can take responsibility for, something you don't have to do. It doesn't have to be big, but please do it. Do it with passion and consider it your spiritual exercise, your spiritual lifting. Turn it into a craft of holiness and your sacred mission of becoming a better person, a better Jew. Shabbat Shalom.